Hello there, welcome to the Potans War, and today we will take a look at the Tough God Bold Action 2nd Edition campaign book. As is known with bold action books you buy from Warlord Games, or all rule books from them, you will get a free miniature. This time is this beer Wojtek, famous mascot and we can say soldier of the Free Polish soldiers during the World War in Western Front. He was present at the campaigns in Italy. This is reason why it's free miniature here, and it's, as you can see, it's lovely miniature with lots of detail. I have there this German figure for where we can see the scale of him. So it's one big bear. And he has even rules inside, so you can actually play it in your games. For the book itself, it's the classic softback as any other campaign books for bold action. And it has the same content as most of the books. So at the start, we have some history of the campaign, or we can call it lore. It's quite a lot of pages. I think it's about 30, almost 20 pages. It starts here at page 9 and continues to 32. So it's lots of details. We will get you to the campaign if you never heard of it, with few maps and so on. So it's good introduction. And there's scenarios, which are really nice. They have lots of detailed deployments and so on. And I like about this Tough God campaign book, it has lots of scenarios which have forces split into smaller groups, and lots of scenarios have 3 units. So when we take a look at this first scenario, which is about entrenched German Italians and are attacked by Americans. The Americans are split into 4 groups, 800 points, 400 points, 300 points, and 300 points. And in this case, you will get to the table 1,800 American forces, but split into the groups, so it has the flow of somehow actual battle when it's going in the waves. It's not just the regular deployment of we have everything in line, it's turn 1 and go on. So there. Another ones you can see you have everywhere. You have map for how to deploy terrain and so on, which is, I think, at this point standard in all of the bold action campaign books. Again, you can see that there are lots of split forces. Again, some reinforcement, counterattack forces, East group, many different special rules. Here at the scenario 2, Battle for the Thumb, there is, for example, special rule that historically at this battle there were poor weather conditions, so air observers cannot lead any air support. So you can take air observers into this scenario because it's bad weather. There are here at the Casino 2 railway station scenario, there is some interesting fact that there is German counterattack force, and it's not just it's 800 points force, etc., but it's explicitly stated it's Command Stück, another Stück, 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, each with 6 men, 2 smigus, and 1 LMG in half tracks. So you don't have points, you have explicit units available for this mission, which is interesting fact that it has more, we could say, historical accuracy, that you will get more accurate forces. In this case, it's basically 2 Stuks with 2 Panzer Grenadiers in half tracks, all with 1 LMG and 2 SMGs, which is sort of a historically correct force. Or there, at the scenario 6, Battle for the Ruins, Struggle for Continental Hotel. Here is special rules that Germans know the approaches of the Allies, so they have zeroed in mortars. So they start firing at, or more like a start hitting on 5+ rather than classic 6+, which is not game breaking, but it's nice touch which will add some more flavor to the scenarios, which is that the Germans are entrenched here, so they have time to zero hit their mortars. Of course, hitting of 5+ is nothing which would ruin the game. It's just nice. It's just nice extra rule for the flavor of the mission, which will not ruin it. It's just there. Here, at Operation Revenge, there is also one fine special rule: rocky ground. The ground of Casino Massive was far from suitable for unsupported armored force. Whenever a vehicle drives off Cavendish Road or the track, it must roll d6 and consult the rocky ground table below. So again, it's just another extra rule for the flavor, which is fun. If you go to the sloppy terrain here, you will roll d6 and look at the table. If on 4+, nothing happened. But if you roll 1, when boom, you are immobilized for the turn. On 2, you are stuck in the terrain. You cannot move for the turn, or you have slowdown, so you will move just d6 plus 2. Again, it's just nice little extra rule. Nothing which will ruin the game or will be game breaking. It's just there. Scenario 10, playing with the big cats, has special rule that Germans, they will get free tanks. And it's not just the usual tanks, it's Tiger and Elephant. So both of these are really expensive tanks in the Point Coast, and to be honest, you will basically never see them in the normal game, or you would say competitive game, because many bolt action players like tournaments plays, because Elephant and Tiger are pointing, and basically your 1000 force would be, well, just them. So here you will get them for free, and the game revolves around it, which is nice that it's normal game. Americans have 1000 points, Germans have 1000 points, but Germans get these 2 super tanks, and Americans have 1 free Sherman platoon. So point-wise, it would be something 2500 points game, but now it's 1000 point game with extra tank force, which is again nice scenario, funny one, and you can play game you wouldn't be able to play in classic point-wise scenario, or wouldn't play it that much. So here we go to the new British and Commonwealth units. So we have New Zealanders here. So you can play now the New Zealand forces with their unique special rules. Gurkhas, Canadians, even Polish, new light armor cars, and of course Corporal Wojtek. So there are also Free French. There are Nisei Infantry Squad, the famous American-Japanese troops, 3rd US Infantry Division, 21st Infantry Division Squad, which, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of these infantry squad which have divisional unique special rules, because in the scale of bolt action, which is basically one platoon or some sort of understrength company against another understrength company, I think it's kind of weird to have special rules because it's from some division when it's just 40 guys on the table, but that's the way the bolt action works, so here we are. There are also some Moroccan irregulars, Spahi Squad, French Foreign Legion, and so on. Of course, some special characters. Here is Staff Sergeant Audi Murphy for 130 points. And he can take German MG42 and get Hitler Gustav special roll. New allied Italian units. So you have Parachutisti Squadron, motorized infantry, you have allied Alpini Squad, allied Bersaglieri Squad, but there is basically nothing extra interesting about these allied Italians. They are basically the same as the Axis ones. New German units. Well, lots of Fallschirmjägers and Italian Waffen SS Squad, extra here Grenadier Squad. Interesting here is Berlin Spandau Lehr Pioneer Assault Squad, which is, well, super uber pioneers. They are Gerbizjägers, which now have extra special rules which are not in the armies of Germany. They can skip their movement, but they can run on top of impassable terrain, which is, well, can be tactically interesting, but I'm not sure how usually you will use it in the regular game. And of course, like in any other books, there is special Panzer Grenadier Squad, which is regular veteran grenadiers, but have the special rules for motorized infantry that they can reroll any failed order test that is required to mount or dismount transport vehicles, which is something that should be in the Armies of Germany book and not in the campaign books, but hell, here we are. Another interesting unit for Germans is this Scout Troops, which is 4-man regular or veteran squad, which can be up to 6 men. And there is special rule that they have escape reaction, just like a Resecar would have, but they are infantry, and they also have forward deployment, which is little squad, but with some punch, which can do the escape reaction, which could be really interesting on the table. Farmspioneer Squad, mechanically unreliable Tiger 1, which is for less coins than the regular Tiger, but you will roll on the table if the transition will broke or not. And also there is Gewehr 42 Sniper Team, which is probably the most interesting unit in the whole book. It's regular sniper team, except that the sniper have Gewehr 42 semi-automatic sniper rifle, which means that it has fire and maneuver as would American squad have, but also it has special rule that after the shooting, if the sniper is veteran, on 4+, he get a second shot, and on 5+ is the regular. It must be on the same target, but it's interesting rule. It's 55 points for regular one, which, well, on 5+ you get second shot on the regular one, and you can move and shoot like American without -2 hit, which is really interesting. And I hope in week 3 of the bolt action rules we will finally get semi-automatic rifles like regular gun, which can be buy for the points and not just these special rules inside books which will give to some units semi-automatic weapons, when in reality even Soviets have some company up to battalion size units equipped with only semi-automatic weapons. And in the later part of the war, even Germans start deploying more and more semi-automatic weapons. So it's kind of sad that there are no rules for it, even when Warlord have models from them on their plastic boxes. Both Germans and both Soviets have plastic semi-automatic rifles. You can give them to your troop, but it has no special rules right now, except some tidbits like this sniper team. Again, some more other tanks, some more other special units. There are also new Axis special units, which are basically extra rules for Marines and paratroopers. But there is one interesting small infantry team, like Germans have semi-auto sniper. Italians can take paratroopers MG42 team. I think the name is self-explanatory. It's veteran medium machine gun. It has all paratroopers rules, so it's stubborn and has Forza di Animo, but it has Hitler Gustav special rules, so they have the extra shot for the MMG. There are also new Theatre Selectors. Here are also the new rules for the British. So we have rules for the Irish, Scots, for Guards, for Canadians, Indian, New Zealanders, and New Zealanders even have Maori special rules. And also South African and Poles. There are also some extra units for the Brits, which is that you can, for 25 PTS, mount American 50 cal heavy machine guns, so you can upgrade your Stuarts or Shermans with IMGs. You can get bulldozer blade, canister shots, delay fuse, high explosive shells, mine flails, and stuff like that. Oh, and even flash suppressors if you are going to use night fighting special rules. You can have flash suppressors on medium machine guns. So many of the new reinforced platoons. Lots of them. Extra rules for United States and US supported or equipped units. So you can have also bulldozer blade, flash suppressors, ranger force. You can upgrade veteran infantry for sharpshooters, which will give them +1 hit modifier when doing fire order, which is sort of really strong rule, but costly one, so it depends. Again, some new platoons. French Expeditionary Corps platoons. Allied Italians platoon, extra platoon, which also have the, we can say, long history of Italians being portrayed in wargame rules as idiots. So they have extra desertion special rule that if they take 3 or more casualties during turn, you will roll a die, and on 1 or 2, the whole squad deserts the battlefield. Boom. I think that's, for some reason, rule writing people hate Italians. German theatre selectors have some special rules, which is interesting. The first one is the mechanical unreliable rule, which is applied on the Tiger, which cost, I think, is something like 100 or 200 points cheaper than the regular Tiger. You have this mechanically unreliable rule, and you will roll when moving with him, and on 1, it has mechanical problem and it's immobilized for the turn. When it's on the advance and on the run, it's immobilized for the whole game. I think it's kind of balanced, and it's the way how to bring more of these big and expensive tanks to the table, which we will not see much. And also there is Panzerfaust 30, which was light version of the Panzerfaust, and the early one also, and it has extremely short range of only 30 meters. So it has same rules as the Panzerfaust, but it has just range of 6 inches in the game. Again, we can discuss how 30 meters range of the Panzerfaust is 6 inches in the game, but again, it's the same range as has pistol, and it's half range of the submachine gun, so ranges in the bolt action are sort of funky. And many more platoons with also some sort of extra special rules. There are even some extra rules for fascist Italy, which is just basically one paratroopers platoon, but they have at least the Forza di Animo special rule for the Italians, which give them, they can remove D2 pins instead of 1 pin when they pass order test, which is not really good, but it's at least something. And yes, there are appendixes for the new generic units, like chaplains, which I am sure were already in some books. But there is this super heavy forward observer, which I think is new for the Italy book. And it's basically forward observer, but it has bigger artillery barrage table. On 1 to 4, it gets the not directly hit unit D3 pins. On 5, it's a near miss, and you will put 1 inch template and resolve damage with 5+ penetration. And on the 6, it's direct hit, and you will put 4 inch template on the target unit and resolve the hits as pen value of 5+, and unit also take D6 plus 1 pin markers, which is sort of obliterating power. But again, it's 150 points for regular one, which is big point thing, and for this price you could take regular artillery and it will shoot more than once. So again, it's nice and flavory one, but I'm not sure if it's some sort of game-breaking new unit. Move teams, intelligence officers, horse-drive limbers. I think everything of these units was already in some earlier bold action books. There are extra rules for fortifications, like for 5 points you can have camouflage bunkers, so you will start hidden. You can now buy Panther turret as a regular unit. You can buy MG Panzernest as units. You can buy bunker as fortification for start, and so on. Minefields, dug-in rules, everything which was already in earlier books. Extra rules how to field multinational force, which is flavoury for the Italian book, where there are many nations on the Allied side. Some extra special rules like Rule the Sky, that the Allies have near complete air superiority, so that they have bonuses for their airstrike chart. Battlefield conditions like frostbite, trench food, snow mud, which I'm not sure if trench food is new, but I am sure this frostbite and mud and these one were already in older campaign books. Movement in rubble, severe movement. I think all of this was already in some older books. This is it. So this is Bold Action 2nd edition campaign book, Italy Tough Gut. As you can see, it's still only for most of the 1944 campaign, so I'm sure there will be also the third book, which will deal with Gothic Line and the end of the war, which is probably reason why there are not so many socialist Italy new rules, because I think they all will be in the third book, and most of the books are just new rules for the Allied Commonwealth Force, some American rules, and couple of new rules for Germans. Which I think the most interesting unit in the book is probably the German sniper with semi-automatic weapon. So tell me what you think about the book in the comments, and see you again, hopefully in the another video. Bye.